Hi, excellent, thank you. How are you?
I am feeling fantastic, and I'm very, very appreciative that you have given up your afternoon to have a chat with me to celebrate my 18 years of biz.
Yeah.
Now, we've just been chatting, everyone, before we press record, trying to think how long it was that we've met, but it was quite a while ago, wasn't it, Di?
It was, yeah. Well, the maths specialist time, that was 2013, 2014.
Oh, wow. And I
Yeah, so
remember going to one of those and coming back on the train with you and some other teachers, and we
yeah.
giggled and had the best time on the train because
That's good.
you're such a warm, giving person. And I remember that really nicely. But also, I know I'm one short, but I also have to upfront talk about not only you're a teacher, you're an author, and you do something else that's really special. So just tell us about what you do now.
Okay, so I did teach for 30 years. And then at the end of that, I kind of went into early retirement, or what I thought was a bit early retirement, and came to a bit of a crossroad and thought, no, I've always wanted to write a book. I'm going to give it a go. So I wrote my first book, the blue one, Botley
Yes.
Farm, and from there I've now got four, and I'm working on book five. We opened up the farm and we do farm visits and birthday parties and school excursions and things now as well. So yeah, so
I was saying to and weddings. I was saying to
weddings,
Di how you know what it's like, folks. I stalk her on social media and watch all the success. Do you still have red and white spotted gumboots?
I do, yes. I
Ah,
do have my gum boots. I don't tend to wear them all the time though. I've got the old work boots now with
yeah.
yeah, that I wear those, but I do have my red and white spotted gum boots.
And they're a feature in
Yeah,
the
they
book,
are.
so it's really cool. So if people die, if they wanted to find out more, um, what do they do? Have you got a
So
website?
I do have a website, Butley Farm.
Right?
So just www.butleyfarm.
Yeah.
And I also have social media, so and that's under Butley Farm as well. So,
Okay. Well, I will tag you definitely.
yeah,
And
that'd be great.
yeah, so I wanted to have you on because you bring so much. So you bring your wealth of being an awesome teacher, and when I had my connection with you, you had your passion for mathematics. Not only have you got that, right? You have published four picture storybooks, and you're saying you're writing the fifth.
Yes, yeah,
That's amazing. And
yeah.
also, I really love how you're what's the word? Pivoted. You've created a new business as well. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
an amazing, successful
Well,
individual. So
yeah, it's been a
oh
fun journey. Well, most of it's been fun, I think. So,
yeah, well, it looks
yeah, it's
great.
been
It
good.
looks
Yeah,
great. Okay, so I'm wondering, Di, would you be kind enough to share your first tip?
I will. So I do have a bit of a mixed bag of tips to share with
Oh,
you.
great.
And I think that's due to probably the direction my life has taken as well. So a bit of a reflection on that. But the first one is definitely a maths one. I had to share something maths.
Yes.
It does go back to way back to 2014 when I did the maths specialist, and I was at small school then. And I created what we called maths minutes.
Oh,
And I'm not sure whether you ever heard of it, but we did run it through the whole school. And then later
yeah.
on at another school, I did it just in my classroom. But at the time, there was a massive push for reading at home and taking individual spelling words and things home. So I created maths minutes where I wanted the kids to go home every night and say, in maths today, I did this.
Yes, right. Okay.
And so the focus behind it was that they did 10 minutes of maths every night.
Oh, yeah.
And they had ownership of that. They could do whatever they wanted, and they could just record it in their book. Yep, they did 10 minutes. And then we talk about it the next day. What did you do? And things. Who did you do it with? So they played a lot of games that you had taught me.
Yeah,
Go
great.
home all the time. So dice games, card games, all that. But some of them would count sheep in the paddocks on the way
Yeah.
home, or they'd help cook and they'd measure out the ingredients and things like that. So it was really up to them. But it was just an amazing way. It just overtook a lot of things. And so many parents loved that they realised that they were doing maths and they didn't even realise it was maths
Yeah.
at the time. So, and I think that was what the whole thing I wanted to do was just to get kids to do it without even knowing they were doing it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think I think that's amazing because I know that you know once you instill in people that math is
Yeah,
everywhere, and
absolutely.
it brings life to
Yeah.
the content, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And
that
it,
sounds
being that
fantastic.
it was at home, it kind of extended
Yeah.
that into the family life.
Yeah,
We had parents coming up saying, "Oh, wow, so and so taught me this great game last night," and it only took
Oh,
5 minutes, but it was really good. And
oh, wow.
and even parents coming to me saying, "Oh, I understand fractions a bit more now because we played this game." Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh, that is cool.
and the kids they'd write down their tally, and then some of the older kids were actually keeping a whole school tally. So all of a sudden we had thousands and tens of thousands of minutes up on the board that the kids were doing at
Yes.
home. Yeah, so they saw these numbers going up, and it was amazing. Yeah, just
Oh,
how
that sounds incredible.
so yeah,
You
it was
ticked
really
a lot
good.
of boxes there,
It
didn't
did,
you?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also extended, like we ended up making little maths tubs for all the kids that they could take home with a few things, and some family fun nights as well, that they came in and actually just did fun activities that they could then do at home. So
Wow, that's an awesome tip.
really good one, maths minutes.
Yeah, I love it. And I love the name too. I always like a groovy name to go with things.
Yeah.
I think that has ticked a lot of, you've done very, very well. And was that with upper primary? No, there was a whole
No,
school. It was
we
a
did
whole
it
school.
whole
That's
school
right.
there.
Sorry, you said
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But I did do it with I did it with my 5 6s at another school.
Yeah.
And it was just a classroom thing that we did. But again, it worked really well. I think because the kids kind of got to take ownership of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sending home a math sheet or something
No,
like that to do.
yeah.
They could just go home and do 10 minutes of maths, whatever that was.
And then that'd be like, you'd be provoking the curiosity for them to think about what is it that I can
Yeah,
do? You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like, and there was a
yeah.
genuine reason for that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was
Even
real. That's
like
that.
even pairing socks and counting by twos,
Yeah,
and some of the things they came up with were amazing. Like they blew
yeah,
my mind a little bit. I hadn't thought of that. That's a really good activity.
yeah.
So,
How inspiring.
yeah,
Oh, well done.
really,
Well,
really good.
that's
Yeah.
an awesome tip. I don't like. I know you have a tip number two, but I don't know how you're going to beat that one there, Di.
Well, actually, tip number 2 is a little bit harder for me to talk about. So it is, I said before about going into early retirement. It wasn't something I had planned. So it was in about 2018, 2019. I hit a bit of a brick wall just in my teaching.
Yeah.
And it is hard to talk about a bit of mental health kind of things, but that's where I was at. I think there was a big change in the direction of teaching around then, with a massive focus on data and collecting data and things, which I loved, but I think it started to overtake a lot of what I believed was the more important things in teaching and knowing your kids and stuff like that. So it was a bit of a, well, I'm not really enjoying this anymore. Yep. I'm not, it's not what I signed up for, basically. Yep. So I did take some time off. And in that time, I mean, I had to get some support and things like that. But I guess, unfortunately, the school that I was at couldn't offer me part-time work, and I wasn't quite committed or ready to go back full-time. So it was a case of I had to retire. As it's turned out, I wrote my book, so it's gone.
Yeah.
In my first 2 books, book 1, whenever I write in there, I write little message, and I'll write, do what makes you happy.
Oh my gosh, you do, because I've got that. Yes.
And in book 2, I use the quote, never give up on your dreams. And I think that's my tip 2, is always do what makes you happy. And never give up on your dreams. And I think anyone, whether you're like me and I was at a crossroad and not knowing where I had to go, I had to kind of find something that, what was my dream? What did I want to do if I couldn't be in the classroom? And also, but even a classroom teacher, you've got to set goals every year, have you in mind at the same time. And
I totally agree.
Something that you want to get out of it as well, and something that you're passionate about, and make that part of your goal rather than just an educational goal that's not, that hasn't got meaning for you. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. That was so generous of you to share that. And I'm kind of with you. This is my 36 years of being in education this year, 18 in my business. And I know that, I'm doing things that I really love, because that's how I can help people, when I'm loving what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, and people say, oh, you've got so much energy. And I said, I really love this stuff,
Yeah.
So I think, and taking care of yourself is a really big thing. And recently, Di, I've never done a jigsaw before.
Oh, I saw a picture of you with a jigsaw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I interviewed Tanya McCartney for Mrs. H's Learning Hub,
Yep.
and she wrote this beautiful book called Flora. And she said, oh, it's a jigsaw as well. And I thought, oh, okay, like I'll support you, I'll get that, buy that,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I didn't have the heart to tell Tanya I had never done one before. And I
Oh,
thought,
wow.
no, but you know what? I have found it the most mindfulness thing to
Yeah.
do, and I've really loved it. And
Yeah.
then it was really lovely. I went to one of my schools probably 2 weeks ago now, and here's a bag with my next jigsaw in it.
Oh,
Someone,
well.
so
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, well, it's a
finding
little
those
bit like
things.
I actually broke my shoulder here on the farm 12 months or so ago, or probably 18 months ago now. And I was a bit lost. I couldn't do a lot of things. And I got into Lego.
Oh,
So it's
yes.
a bit more of an expensive habit than jigsaws,
Yes.
unfortunately, but I just love it.
What
So a lot
what
of
have you
Disney,
created? What's your
uh,
favorite thing?
probably the big Disney castle, which was massive.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's really big, like huge. And then I do love Disney, so I've done Mickey Mouse and Minnie and
Oh, wow.
The Lion King. So they
And
my
are
only
they in your
two
house somewhere special?
I have in my studio. I've got them
Yeah.
out there in glass cabinet kind of thing. But I
Oh,
only do Lego that means something to me. So
yeah.
when I first met my husband and we were dating, we didn't actually have a phone, and I had to go down and sit in the phone box and talk to him. And there's a phone box Lego, so I've
Oh,
got
yeah,
that
that's
done.
it.
So yeah, so everything I do always has to have a meaning to me. But I love them. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good.
I've always had Lego on the list. So that might
Yeah,
be my next one, but I really enjoyed get off the scrolling on the phone at night and
and
do
sit down
that.
with the jigsaw. Good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
Excellent.
really, really nice. Okay. Tip number
Number
3.
three, right. So this is a little bit different too, actually. It's use what you know to
Yeah.
create opportunities.
Mm.
So again, following my life, I always wanted to write a book, never had time. And all of a sudden, I had time. So I did that. I started out thinking, how could teachers use this in the classroom?
Yes.
Because that's what I'd always done. And that came from you as well in your little
Yes.
business. But yeah, so I wanted to create something. So I had, the subotising, the apples at the start you can subotise with, the map
Yes.
at the back, all those little things. But ultimately, I guess it ended up just being about what I loved, which was the animals. But then I guess creating that opportunity then to take it now to where we have kids actually come out to the farm, and I'm basically teaching in my paddocks.
Yeah.
So I've gone back a full circle. To me, I'm teaching again, but I'm just not
Yes.
in the classroom. I'm teaching out in the paddocks. I'm teaching kids that cows don't have teeth on the top; they only have teeth on the bottom.
Mm.
I'm teaching adults about the life cycle of a chicken that some people
Oh,
just don't understand. All those little things that are amazing. So I've used taken what I know, I guess, to create lots of other opportunities. And I think anyone can do that. Again, classroom teachers, whatever, you can take what you love and passionate about and create so many opportunities from that. And a bit like what you've done in your business, I guess, too.
yeah. I'm gonna have to ask you a sneaky question about can I ask you what helps you when you're writing your books? I know this is kind of like tip number 3, but I'm really interested because one day I'm going to write, hopefully a book. So what's one
Yeah.
thing that you find?
Well, for me, it was pretty easy because I've written about the real animals on the farm.
Yeah,
I guess
and they're
that's what makes it
gorgeous.
unique. Yeah. So
Yeah,
and you'll have to come out one day and visit.
I would
And
actually
actually
love
meet
to.
them. Yeah. And I guess it just made it so easy. Like I
Yeah,
always wanted to write a book, didn't know what I wanted to write about, but so many things just happen here, that we adopted some little lambs one day and they had little jumpers on. And my husband looked and he said, you can put that in a book, just
yeah,
little things
yeah,
like that. So, um,
yeah,
and the main thing was having the time. I mean, it is a big
yeah.
thing. And I had no idea, the process. I actually pulled out my phone while we were traveling one day and I started typing on a note And Terry said to me, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm writing my book." And within 10 minutes, I'd written the book. Now, I mean, it changed a little bit, but ultimately that first book was written on my phone in 10 minutes, just from things that happened around the farm and
You know what, Di? Because
Yeah.
I've now interviewed a lot of authors, and
Yeah.
a lot of them have said the same.
Yeah.
Their notes on their phone, like they've had something or they've just had this time or something. Yeah, no, that's incredible.
Not that you tell kids that. I have been into classrooms and I'll, talk to kids about, reading and about writing, and I do the illustrations now too. So,
Oh, wow.
So I've talked to them, but I don't tell them that it only took me 10 minutes on
Yeah.
it. I don't know. There was a lot of
But,
planning involved. And
yeah,
a lot of
but don't you also
editing.
think, though, it's all about writing about what you're interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You've got to have that passion about what you're writing about, and then it just flows,
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
that's
many
amazing.
times, in a week, we'll say, "Oh, that'd be good in a book. That'd be good in a book."
Yeah.
But I just kind of have to stop. I can't afford to keep doing books. So I've got a lot of stock to sell.
Yeah, well, and obviously people can get them from your website. So
They can, yes. So you can order through there, but also on social media. I take orders just from there because it's just me, so I'll take the
and
order.
I'm going to put in a link, Di, because I wrote some teaching ideas for your very first book on my website. So I'll pop in the link for everyone for that too. So they can buy your book, grab the teaching ideas, and they
put
can
it
go
together.
straight away.
Hey,
Straight
and they
away.
can't look. I do have something else to show. We also have little toys now. So I've got a little Molly, which is really cool. A lot of people buy the first book and buy a Molly, the donkey.
Yes.
And we've got a Dougie the pig for the second book as well. So
how amazing. That is so cool.
really cool.
That is so cool. Next you'll be designing your own Lego, for your books.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. Well, Di, I am going to let you go back and enjoy that beautiful farm of yours.
I do have to go and feed the Clydesdale we've got at the moment.
Oh, really?
She's on a special diet at the moment, so I've got to get her fed tonight before we pack up.
Well, Di, I could have not done my 80 chats with 18 awesome educators without having you on, because I find you inspirational. I obviously, the beautiful social media, I feel like I'm part of your world, and I have just watched you grow and grow into into a beautiful business, but also an author. And just to know that I've had that time with you on a train, and you've always been very enthusiastic at any of my PLs, I thought, I've got to have this lady on. She's got a really good story for us. And in fact, I learned a little bit more about you today, which was very insightful as well.
Thank you for asking me. I was a bit chuffed actually that you did.
You're in my top 18.
No, I've always admired what you've done too. So you always inspired me in the classroom, and I still watch yours and get emails and things from you, and watch things you're doing, and it's excellent.
That's a nice part about social media. Stay connected, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. Okay, Di, you go feed that Clydesdale.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Bye.